We'd like to welcome all of you. Thank you guys for coming on time. Chatri Sityodtong, big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Have your attention.
I just want to thank everyone here from the bottom of my heart for being a part of the Fight Story community. I know it means the world to Angela, but more importantly, I want to honor, I want all of us to honor Victoria Lee's legacy of love and kindness, selflessness, and authenticity, and spread her love all over the world and help millions of lives. And this is just the very beginning. I truly believe that Angela has started something beautiful. Victoria has started something very, very beautiful. And together, we're just going to grow from here and change the world and make it a more compassionate, more beautiful place. We all suffer in some form or another, and it's just important to connect and allow people to communicate and educate themselves about everything. In any case, as I said, this is just the very beginning. I'm so excited for what the future brings for all of us, in honoring Victoria Lee's legacy and in helping the world. So thank you, everybody, from the bottom of my heart. And Angela, you're special, and you're going to do some incredible things in honor of Victoria. I believe it, and I know it from the bottom of my heart.
So Fight Story, our mission, we are a nonprofit movement. And where fighters from all walks of life unite and revolutionize combat sports, inspire hope, and champion a global movement for mental and physical wellness. And it is my honor and pleasure to be able to support such a great cause as Fight Story. Fight Story began in honor and memory of the beautiful Victoria Lee, daughter, sister, aunt, cousin, godmother, granddaughter, friend, and martial artist. Victoria was a fighter in and out of the cage. To know her was to certainly love her. She was a beautiful butterfly that sparked inspiration in everyone, a ray of sunshine. We continue to miss her every day. And so from here forward, we pledge to fight and break the stigma on mental health and emphasize the process of overcoming adversity while being a beacon of support. We believe that both physical and mental health are vital for every individual's well-being.
March 3rd, 2022, the day before the state tournament, my son decided to take his life. As a parent, we wonder why, what we went wrong, right? We try our best. At the end of the day, we want the best for our kids and want them to do better than what we've achieved. For me, me personally, I just tried my best to support my kids as best as I could.
So, if you see me having a hard time talking, you see tears in my eyes, it's a proof that I'm suffering. I had a really good friend, Enson Inoue, in Thailand. He was like my mentor, like my brother. And over 20 years, I would travel to Thailand about 3 or 4 times a year to train at his gym, to have dinner with him, to go to see his family. Well, Enson took his own life recently, and it has affected me a lot. At first, it was disbelief and confusion. I kind of walked around in a daze, just hoping that the news was wrong. Is there anything I could have done to stop it as like his brother and his friend? I don't like public speaking, especially about topics like this. It's really hard, but I do share my story today to honor Enson and Victoria and to remind us that the impact of suicide is devastating. It impacts not only one that is lost, but it impacts everyone that is left behind.
I'd like to tell you all about Sienna. From the moment I met her, when she was just 3 years old, she never left my side. Sienna was such a sweet child and wanted to give hugs nonstop. And as she got older, that never changed. I talk about Sienna in past tense because on July 1st, 2019, Just 2 days before my 30th birthday, Sienna took her own life at 12 years old. A big part of me believes that I was a great dad to her, but the truth is, I'll forever question if I could have done more to protect her. In the last 2 years, I've walked over 400 miles between this island and Maui, and I've helped raise thousands of dollars to donate. Out of all of my accomplishments in life, knowing that I might have played a part in saving someone's life is number one. My walks have been healing in a way that I can't even begin to describe. I've cried with complete strangers in the streets as they tell me some of their darkest moments in life. You can really learn a lot about someone when they choose to be vulnerable. Each year, I partner with a nonprofit to help raise funds and awareness for them. This year, I'm excited to announce I will be partnering with FIGHTSTORY for my walk. I strongly believe in what Angela, Bruno, and everyone at FIGHTSTORY are doing. I'm thankful for each of you. I'm thankful for the impact you'll make and the countless lives you'll help save. Thank you so much for listening to me and getting to know a little bit about my beautiful daughter, Sienna. I'd love to see all of you at some point during my walk this year. I start May 3rd. It was Sienna's birthday, and it takes me 7 days. You can join me for as much or as little as you'd like. I can be found on both Facebook and Instagram, where I'll give daily updates along the way. Again, much love to each of you, and I'm proud of you for being here tonight to support a great cause. Thank you.
For those that don't know, I'm still involved in the MMA community, but I was a fight promoter starting in 1995, and I promoted some of the biggest shows in Hawaii and worked with some of the biggest athletes in the world. What we notice in this MMA community, the sense is that you're not allowed to show any fear or weakness. There's got to be a way to make it acceptable to talk about fear and pressure of competition in mixed martial arts. Martial arts can be an amazing way to healing, but these men and women that I know aren't able to then express the difficulties they're having. In the last month, I know 2 world champion athletes that have shared with me that they've had suicidal ideations during camp before competition. So this is a real thing.
FIGHTSTORY goal is not only to help those who are affected by any mental health issue or illness, but also with this story that I'm sharing to you, I want to help to educate the people around those people, because they are important. How many lives can we save if we're just able to listen? They're going through tough times or dark moments, and they're never going to be able to come out and open up to someone if you're always judging, right? So that's my message. I feel we gotta, as I said before, I couldn't understand, but there's no face in it. It doesn't matter where you come from or not. We just gotta be able to listen and be there and offer their love and support that they need. So I want you guys to take this message, and that's what I will try to bring on board for FIGHTSTORY, that mental health, there's people who are affected by mental health, but it's very important to educate those around them because they have to be able to speak without any judgment.
Our belief at FIGHTSTORY is that health should always be a priority. Mental health, physical health, and emotional health. Just like when someone gets diagnosed with diabetes or cancer, a physical illness, others may be going through a mental illness. It's important to be aware of the signs and symptoms so that we can recognize when we may need help or when someone may need help. And there should be no shame in that. It's hard to open up and share the truth. It leaves us feeling vulnerable. That's how I felt when Bruno asked me about my car crash. I had a choice to tell him the truth and trust that he would be there to listen and help me, or I could choose to be silent and let the fear of judgment keep me from telling the truth. I chose to tell him what really happened, and in doing so, I was able to go through my journey of healing with someone by my side. I didn't have to go through it alone because I took that leap of faith by being vulnerable. It's a choice that only you can make for yourself. What I learned is that we have no control over the terrible things that happen to us because we cannot control the decisions of others. What we do have control over is how we choose to react to the things that happen. That is entirely in our control. That is why Fight Story was created. That is why I told my story. I needed to speak my truth, and I chose to help people. Just like how Victoria wanted to. And we are, by what we are doing together at Fight Story.
So I want to let you know how I became connected to Fight Story. As like most of us here, I'm a huge MMA fan. On January 7th, she wrote this message up here. She told the world that we lost Victoria. After reading the message, at the very end, she wrote, "And please check on your loved ones. Keep checking on them. Give them hugs and tell them how much they mean to you. You just never know." And that resonated with me because I have a nephew who struggles to exist in this world. And I didn't, past it, like to be around him because he would drain everything out of me because he was so dark, so negative, everything was against him. So I called him up and I said, "Hey, Jeremy, I know we don't see each other like we used to. Let's maybe have a phone call once a month." He said, "Let's have a phone call once a week." And it was a lot. I spoke with him today. We speak every Sunday. And at first it was, there was some movement there. There was some positivity, but then there's a lot of darkness as well. But he's doing a lot better. He's doing very well. In fact, he asked me to join him with his baby shower. And his girlfriend, he was going to ask her to marry him. So I go, and when I get there, he is, more nervous than normal and acting kind of odd. And so typical uncle, I go up to him and I say, "You're going to be fine. You're lucky. You have a beautiful woman that's wants to spend her life with you." And he looked up at me and he said, "Old man," that's what he calls me, "old man. That's not what is bothering me right now. That's not what's twisting me up." He said, "I just realized that I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for our weekly calls. Thank you. I love you." That's what he said to me. And I had a lot of emotions that just rushed through me. But the first one that I had was intense gratitude towards Angela for writing that. Who writes that in the middle of intense pain and thinking about someone else and says, take care of those around you, that let them know that you love them. And that's what Fight Story is all about. It's about saving lives. My nephew was saved by this. And so everyone knows the spirit of Angela. She works tirelessly for this nonprofit. And everyone knows her fighting spirit, that this is going to be even more powerful than what we can even imagine what it will be. So who would not want to be a part of that? Who would not want to be a part of this story, this fight story? So what I would like everybody to do is support Angela in honor of Victoria, of what she's trying to do. And that's what Fight Story is all about. It's about saving lives